Chinese language education is gaining momentum in Kenya, driven by increasing demand for Mandarin in schools, universities, and the job market. In response to this trend, teachers from Kenya and across Africa convened at the University of Nairobi for a two-day training program, an initiative aimed at elevating teaching standards and aligning Chinese language education with Kenya's competency-based curriculum. The training also underscored the growing significance of the significance of the language and culture in bolstering China-Kenya relations.
Went to China
For more than 2 decades, Chinese language education has steadily expanded in Kenya. However, the integration of Chinese into Kenya's competency-based curriculum, coupled with rising employer demand, has created a pressing need for qualified teachers and standardized training. This critical need was the central focus of the 2-day training held at Confucius Institute at the University of Nairobi. Approximately 147 participants attended in person, while an additional 120 joined online from about 20 countries across Africa and beyond.
Nowadays, a lot of employers are seeking for the people who can speak the proficient Chinese language. So there's a big job market demand of the skillfully speaking, Mandarin proficiency employees. They are seeking this kind of people, and then there's job market, so a lot of people want to study Chinese language.
The training primarily focused on the new Chinese proficiency grading standards designed to help teachers understand the expected achievements of learners at various levels. And the shift is particularly crucial as Kenya enters a new phase of Chinese language education.
We've moved from the HSK 1.0 edition, we moved to 2.0, and now with 2025, we've moved to 3.0 edition. This brings a variety of changes. For example, changes in acquisition of vocabulary.
Teachers emphasize that the goal is not simply to produce students who can pass examinations, but rather learners who can effectively utilize the Chinese language in employment, business, and further education.
We are not only equipping them to learn the language and that's it, but they need to learn the language and use it in the job market, in filling in for scholarships and so on.
The expansion is already evident, with approximately 80 Kenyan schools now offering Chinese alongside growing programs in universities. For students, the appeal of Chinese is increasingly linked to future opportunities.
It's about enrichment of our curriculum, enrichment of our programs, so that they become more market-driven. They will now, when we expose our students to Chinese, they'll also have more opportunities even in China.
The training extends beyond mere language proficiency, as it also aims to strengthen people-to-people connections within a relationship increasingly shaped by education, business, and cultural exchange.
I think Chinese is one of the emerging languages that is really growing, that is after English. That most of the companies, most of the industries that have been based here in Kenya, you'll find that they have those who are directing the industries or the companies, they are the natives. And so for you to be able to have that fluent communication, you need someone who will fill in the gap, for them maybe to come as a translator.
It is now hoped that the growing interest in Mandarin will be met with competent teachers, sufficient classroom time, and standards that adequately prepare learners for opportunities beyond the classroom. Collins, Kefa, Good Morning Kenya.